What's up, everybody? This is Reverend Guns, and today we are going to be taking apart and cleaning a Ruger LCP II. This is chambered in 380. So, first thing we want to do is check it and make sure it is clear and safe to work on. So you're going to look right here behind the trigger. There's a button there. You push that, and it causes the magazine to pop out. We don't want any cleaners or solvents on this, so set this far away from your cleaning station so nothing gets on it. Next, you're going to see a little lever right here. When you slide the slide back, you'll push that lever up into the little groove, and that will hold the slide open. And now you can look down in the barrel there and see there is nothing in there. Go ahead and uncock the slide, push it back, and it will slide back into place. And we're going to go ahead and pull the trigger here to decock it. And first thing we want to do to take it apart is you're going to need a little flathead screwdriver. And if you look here, there's a round circle right there. You're literally going to pry that out while holding the slide back just a little bit. I heard a click there. I'm going to hold it there. That's where we want it. So, get a little grip of it. Take your little screwdriver and get under the pin, and it takes some effort. Okay, so you're not going to break it. It's going to pop free, just as you saw here. So, now it's sticking out a little bit. You can see that there. We're going to pull it out. Okay, let's set that aside. Now, the slide should just slide forward all the way. We've got the frame. Right here is your guide rod and spring. You will pinch it towards the front of the barrel to release it and pull it out. This is actually 3 pieces. This is 2 springs and the guide rod. So we'll set those aside too. And lastly, to get the barrel out, I push here the top of the slide of the barrel there, push it upward, and it causes it to push up and slide it out. These are the pieces we will be cleaning today. Let me go ahead and spray these down with some cleaner. Should get in the barrel real good. Alright, while that's soaking for a moment, I'll explain what I've got sitting here. I've got a soft bristle brush. It's got a little detail end on the end of it. Helps for real small areas and crevices, corners. I have a harder bristle brush that I use for real stubborn carbon. I don't use any of the metal or brass brushes because I don't want to scratch any of the frame or the slide. If you got a good gun cleaner, anything will work, and what I'm using, this soft bristle brush, is more than enough. I've got a 357 barrel brush here. This will work for the 380 barrel just fine. Gun cleaner. Everybody has their own opinion and preference. This could be open up for debate. I suggest you try them out and see what works best for you. I've got a slotted cleaning rod here. This will help swab out the rest of the barrel. We needed a screwdriver, flathead, little tip there to take this pistol apart. I've got some gun oil. I've got a gun oil rag that I use only for gun oil. I've got some patches. Q-tips sometimes come in handy, and then a couple rags here to wipe things off as we go. So let's get started. I'm going to start with the barrel because this really has the only thing that you want to do it a certain way. The rest of this stuff you can just scrub at it. It doesn't matter. You just get it clean. So we're going to take our barrel brush here, and the side that has the chamber in it, you want to stick it in that side and push through to the front of the barrel. We don't want to go in through the barrel side because we don't want to dip our, like, dang, bang, chip. Any damage to the end of this could cause accuracy issues and other problems, so we want to go in from the back. And that means two things. So stick it in and just push it all the way through, both directions. Give it a nice little scrub. You might feel a little gritty at first, so just kind of keep doing it until it feels like it's smoothened out. And after a minute or so, it should be plenty. I also like to get the feeding ramp. Don't want anything to prevent a cartridge from chambering. And then we'll take our bristle brush here and just kind of go at it. Alright, once you've given it a good scrub there, we will go ahead and take our slotted cleaning rod, and I'm going to do 2 patches at a time. The 380 barrel's still on the bigger side for needing more than one. So you want to stick the patch through the hole, grab it, rip it through, and same way as you did the brushing, you want to go in from the chamber side. So push it through, pull it back, push it through, pull it back. Alright, let's take a quick look at our patch. See that black? That's everything we're trying to remove from the barrel. Nothing black is ever good, so we're going to keep doing this until we no longer see any more. Now 2 seem to be a little too tight, so I'm going to go to 1. And same thing again from the back. Alright, let's take a look at that. A little less black on there. We're getting there. We'll keep doing this until it'll never be completely white. It'll be kind of a gray. It'll look like it's wet. And the idea is to make sure you have nothing brown or black left in the barrel. So if you shot a lot of rounds, it'll take longer to get through the cleaning the barrel. That actually looks really good. We don't see any more black on here. So we're going to wipe off the barrel. And call that done. Let's do the rest of the little parts here and get them out of the way. This is the paint you took out of the slide, or for the slide. We're just going to kind of do a quick brush and make sure it's clean. Carbon, dirt, dust, it can get anywhere. So we want to make sure we get everything we can. Alright, the guide rod. Make sure that's clean. Spring moves up and down on it. We don't want that to get hung up. and prevent the slide from cycling. Give that a wipe off. Springs, you can do a little brush on them. It's not going to hurt nothing. Just kind of rub what you can off. Give it a wipe off. Same with the smaller spring. We'll wipe that off. Alright, the slide. You want to get everywhere you can on here. Make sure you get the striker plate. Make sure you're getting the slide rails here on the inside. Don't want anything in there to jam the cycle up. And everywhere you can get. Not gonna hurt it. Around the sight. Thumb grooves. Around the extractor. Front sight. Into the barrel real good. Right, we'll give that a wipe off. For some of these smaller areas, we'll use a Q-tip just to make sure we've got everything wiped out. Use a Q-tip to get the rails on the slide again, just to be sure everything's clean. Last thing to do is the slide, or the frame. And on this, just get everything you can. A little easier to use the smaller detail into the brush here, because it's such a small frame. Make sure you get the slide rails here. Go over the rest of it just to get anything else that could be dirty off. Get around the mag release button, slide lock, where the slide pin went. And once you've got that scrubbed down pretty well, give it a good wipe off. Wherever you can't get your finger in, we'll use a Q-tip for, because this is pretty small. We don't want to leave any dirt or debris left behind. Should you get in the slide rails too? We want those clean. That looks real good. So, it is now time for some lube. Grab your gun oil. I'm gonna flip this around a little bit. Get a fresh new spot. We'll put some gun oil on. Yeah, I know I put a lot on here, but I like to just go over this once and not have to keep doing it. So let's start with the frame. You want to get the slide rails there. And then you also want to look to see if there's any scratches or scrape marks or anything that looks like it's rubbing. That's showing where contact and friction is, and that's where you want to make sure there is oil. You do not want to put oil everywhere. Oil attracts dirt and dust, and so the idea is to minimize this so it doesn't attract a lot of dirt and dust, especially a gun this size. A lot of people put this in their pocket, so it'll quickly gather dusts and stuff from your pocket. So again, we're looking for scrape marks, scratches, anything that looks like it's been rubbing. That's where you want to put your oil. So I'm going to do pretty much the center. Looks like it scrapes towards the back of the slide here where the barrel is, and that's about it. I'm not going to do the extractor. Again, it attracts dust and dirt. We don't want that to jam up. So that's pretty much done. The barrel. Again, you want to look for scratches, scrapes, anything that looks like it's been contacting. So I typically do the whole shaft of the barrel. And then I'll look on the sides of the chamber here to see, looks like there's some wear, some rubbing on this side. Looks like a little rubbing on top. And there probably is some rubbing there, I'm just not seeing it. So that's how you lube the barrel. This is the pin that goes in the slide. I'm going to lube this just to make sure this is easy to put back in and release the next time. The guide rod. I lube this whole thing. The spring moves up and down on it, so we want this lubed and ready to go. So with that lubed, we don't need to lube the springs, and that allows us to put this back together. So I'm going to start with the guide rod and springs. You'll want to take the smaller spring and stick it over the rod, and then take the rod and spring and stick it into the bigger spring. It does not matter which side you use. They're the same size, okay? Either way, it's going to go in. Okay? Then we'll take our slide, and I've got the muzzle end over here on my left. We will take the barrel, and you will see, looking at the barrel, it's got a couple steps here. A step and then a step. Well, this bottom step here has a little divot in it, and that's where the guide rod sits. Or I'm sorry, it's the top step on this one. The top step has a little divot in it, and that's where the guide rod sits. So you want to make sure you have that pointing upward, and you just push it in the barrel hole. Okay, drop it down, push it back, and now you can install the guide rod and spring. The guide rod has the end that has the actual rod end of it. The other end is open. You don't have anything sitting there. This end is what goes into the slot below the barrel. There's a hole right below the barrel you will stick that into. So you'll stick it in the hole, and then you'll have to compress it to put the guide rod end into that little divot on the barrel there. And this is what it should look like. See that? Last thing to do is put it on the frame. The back of the slide here has a couple little notches. That's where it attaches to the slide rail on the frame. So you'll stick those little ends in the back. You'll want to again push the slide back just a little bit, and then you'll take your pin, should be the last piece you've got, and stick it in the hole. There we go. And push it all the way in. If you gotta slide the slide back just a hair, it'll allow it to slide in real easy. We'll take our rag here, give this one final wipe down, remove anything excess, cleaner, oil, anything left on it. This is our time to polish it off. Alright. We have just now cleaned, oiled, taken apart and put back together a Ruger LCP II. It's a 380 caliber. We'll see you next time. Thanks for watching. I also offer the online course to get your Texas license to carry a handgun. It's the 4-hour class broken down into segments and saves your progress so you can do it at your own pace. After completing the course, you will be able to print your certificate. Then, it'll help you locate an instructor close to you, no matter where you are in Texas, so you can complete the shooting portion of the course. This is all certified by the Texas Department of Public Safety. Check it out at reverendguns.com. If you have any questions or comments, please add them below. Be sure to like and subscribe for more firearms education.